do you have a stock that you believe is that like a Coke or a Moody's? At what point is that worth selling? You know, if it's 100x, 150x, like when do you feel comfortable and how?
You know, that is a really good question, and the reason it's a good question is because um, uh, I think in the past I've not been good about that, and I think the thing is that there is an asymmetry. Um, there is an asymmetry that I've had a hard time understanding, and someone like Tom Russo uh, understands this really well. Someone like Tom Gaynor understands it really well. Even someone like Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett understand this really well. And but I think like, for example, with with Tom, Tom is always buying companies that are either number one or number two on our list. Either they can be run by idiots or they have great moats that need non-idiots. I've never seen things in his portfolio which go to number three, four, or five. They're always number one or number two, right? So he's always playing in the number one, number two space, which is a great place to play. The only critique I would have, if I would critique something about Tom, is that there hasn't been, in my opinion, the level of price discipline in buying as perhaps might be better to have. So, you know, there's this story about the difference between Ben Graham and Charlie Munger. So Ben Graham will go into a grocery store and he'll look for what item is discounted the most, and he'll buy that item and come out. And Charlie Munger will go into a grocery store and look for items that he truly loves. And then he'll keep going back every day till it goes on sale. And then when it's on sale, he'll buy that and come out. And clearly, the Charlie Munger approach, in my opinion, is a better approach. Sometimes some people have taken the approach of just going in the grocery store and buying what they love, regardless of price or without too much attention being paid to price, where even a nearly fully price is okay. And that can work out fine. I mean, you could have bought Crystal at a full price 20 years ago and still done well. So clearly, with some of these incredible moats, you can do really well even at full price. I have a hard time with that. I think that is something I'm probably never been. That's a bridge I'll probably never be able to cross. But what I believe I can cross is I can identify these assets. I mean, I have a company in my portfolio today, which is like Coke. I never thought that would happen, but I have a company like Coke. This is a company that can be run by idiots. I never thought it would happen. I actually have a business that can be run by idiots. So awesome. And it's number one. It's like one of those absolute number one companies. Almost impossible to destroy the business. Almost impossible to destroy the moat. I believe that moat will be around 100 years from now. It may be around 300 years from now. It is super, super powerful in terms of the quality of the moat. I have decided that for that one business, I'm just never selling that. Okay. Because I've never had the good fortune of such things happening. So I'll leave that one alone and I'll play my Mickey Mouse games with the shipping companies and all this other stuff and deal with it that way and leave that one alone. So to answer your question, I would just say this, that if you're able to get a Coke for 14 times earnings, my 2 cents to you is, Warren says that he made a mistake in hindsight of not selling Coke in 99 or 2000. So if Berkshire, 99, 2000, Coke was selling at 40 times earnings, and then that multiple dropped very significantly to less than half of that, and they never sold. Um, and he said it was probably a mistake not to sell. And but the reality is the action that he took was not to sell. I don't believe Coke is going to be sold by Berkshire in either of their lifetimes. And I don't believe Coke will be sold by their successors for maybe a decade or more after they've gone. So Berkshire may be holding Coke for at least, let's say, 2 or 3 more decades, or even beyond that. And quite frankly, that may be a wise decision, because how many businesses can you identify that are like that? I mean, Coke is not even about sugared water. If you look at their portfolio of the 100 plus brands they have, and how many of those brands have anything to do with sugar, I mean, that number is going down. So actually, when people think of Coke, they think of the sugared water product. They have a zillion other products, and they have the distribution engine and all the different economics that make it such a great business. So my 2 cents to you is that if you are able to buy these type 1 businesses at a modest multiple, um, probably really good things will happen to you. Um, I mean, let me put it this way. I think the business that I bought, I would say that if I got to a 50x on it, which may or may not happen in my lifetime, um, I might sell. I don't think I'm selling at 10x.